Hey guys, exciting week. Still doing the under construction theme. So just wanted to talk to you really quick about what the under construction, our still being under there. So we want to make sure we're wearing vest, put the vest on and wear the vest as you're teaching the lesson. Also just, greeting the kids, loving on the kids as they come in. You're doing a great job doing that. So a couple of things, the game this week is we're talking about Solomon and the temple and him building the temple. So the game has to do with them they're supposed to find some objects. So we have sticks that we've got some sort of really pretty shells that are colored. We're supposed to have pennies, so to represent gold, pennies or coins, and then some aluminum. And then some Lego blocks because they had some bricks. And then those are supposed to be taped. So you want to have 10 or 20 of those items and they're taped throughout. So just an example, I taped one underneath a chair. So this has to be done before the kids get here. So that the kids get here, the idea is on part one is they first have to go, you show them an item and say, okay, you got to go find one of these items. And then they have to bring them up. If they find one item, they bring it up and they exchange it for a cup, okay? Then once they have exchanged all their items for a cup, then the second part is then, okay, that's a 2-minute timer or 1-minute timer for that, 2-minute timer. The second part is then they build too high with the cups, and you have maybe one or two kids say, okay, now that you've got all these cups as a team, now build, and you build too high. And so then once they build it, boom, it's over. Okay, got it built. Okay, now the third part is they got to beautify. So they need to, the third part, get them lined up and let them come without tipping over and put the things that they found that you give them back to them basically, and they get to beautify the temple or the building, and they put the beautiful things on there. And so then that's the third part. And then the last part, you can have them, hey, let's do selfies in front of our little tower thing that we built. Yay! And take a picture of them doing a selfie. Okay, so fun little thing, hey, selfie, yay. I think I'm doing it. Okay, so that's the idea. That's that one. And then they put it back. The biggest thing is we got to reset for the second service. So somebody make sure second service, you're going in, getting these things. So first service, if you'll help us out with resetting and getting these things glued for second service. All right, second part, the object lesson. The story is building the temple, but the object lesson that they have that I think is that we put together, and that is you take this piece of paper that we've got printed, and we talk about, because one of the big things that happened in the temple was the presence of God came. And more important than the jewels and the gold and the building was the fact that the presence of God and the Holy Spirit showed up. However, today, the Holy Spirit, he's you can't see him. You don't know he's there. And so to show that and to demonstrate that is you have water, a bowl of water. So I have a big bowl of water here. So you'll have a bowl of water. And then you have a cup and an empty cup that they could see through. Be cool. Okay, so a little empty cup. And in this cup, you ask the kids first, hey, what is in this cup? And hopefully, some of them will be smart and they'll go, air. And so, most of them say, hey, it's nothing. There's nothing in the cup. Feel it, pass it around. Then you say, I want to show you something of how the Lord protects us. And so what you do, I'm going to set that right there. You take and you talk about God. God is everywhere. The God is omnipresent. And what that means is God is everywhere. So let me demonstrate how, because he's everywhere, he protects us, he's there, his presence there. So then you squish it up. And you don't want to squish it up real super, super tight, because you want it where it's going to be hold tight to the cup itself, so that it's holding tight to the sides and it doesn't fall out. So you want to sort of like the Dairy Queen where they turn it upside down. But you want it up in there, and then you say, well, now I want you to see how even though you see something, there's something going on, and you turn it upside down and say, you know, in the world we're around, the world is there. It's got a lot of things going on, but look what happens is in the presence, and we're around the world, and we're around a lot of people, a lot of things that are going on around us in our world. We're around bullies at school. We're around people that hate us and hurt us and want to be mean to us. But the fact of it is God is there with you, even when your parents aren't there with you at school, even when your parents aren't there with you with a friend, different situations. God is with you. And looky here. I want you to see, is this piece of paper protected? Is God there protected? Well, yeah, because what was in here? What was in here was air. And looky here, and then you can pull it out. And then you have a kid open it and go, hey, is this dry? And it should be dry. Now, the biggest key when you're putting this over is don't tilt it like so when you're putting it in the water. You want to go straight up and down to make sure that it doesn't get water up in there. Okay? So that is important, and then you go straight into altar time about praying about the presence of God and the omnipresence of God. Okay, our memory verse review, we've got it still on our tissue paper, and so I like the idea of having the kids on the review, have them make for sure it's out, but then mix it up and have them stack it, because we're talking about building and under construction, and once they've got it laid out in the right order, almost like Jenga, ooh, is it gonna fall? And have them stack it in the right order. And so it's gonna be easier if they lay it out first and then they stack it. So then, if any of you like wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all. Okay, there you go. The last part is our memory verse right here. And what we got here is we got our memory verse blocks for them to cut out. This is for the younger ones, is we already have all the words in there, but they are in this one is actually in the right order. Okay, but we want them to cut it out, and then they can have snack bags and take it home in a snack bag and then put them in the right order. What we did with the older kids, we actually put them in the wrong order, and we left words out for them to actually go through and fill it out. So there it is. There's our story for this week. There's the craft, memory verse review, the game. The games, like I said, read through that. It's 3 parts because that's going to take a while, and then the object lesson. So be prepared. It's going to be a great week. We're seeing a lot of kids coming. We've got some visitors coming, so it's been great. Love you guys. Thank you. We'll see you on Sunday.